is a major adverse event resulting from natural processes of Earth. Example includes floods, volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, tsunamis, and other geologic processes. A natural disaster can cause loss of life or property damage and typically leaves some economic damage in its wake, the severity of which depends on the affected population's resilience or ability to recover.
Disasters create large humanitarian and development challenges. The frequency and severity of the disasters have increased over the last few years, also as a result of climate change.
Disaster preparedness. Preparedness action is carried out within the context of DRRM and aims to build the capacities needed to efficiently manage all types of emergencies and achieve orderly transitions from response to sustained recovery. Preparedness is based on sound analysis of DRR and good linkages with early warning systems and includes such activities as contingency planning, stockpiling of equipment and supplies, development of arrangement for coordination, evacuation, and public information, and associated training and field exercises. This must be supported by formal, institutional, legal, and budgetary capacities.
We should keep in mind that disasters are not natural. They only occur when people lack preparedness or the ability to cope with hazards.
Let me just show you what this looks like. So take this eye and let me get just a little bit closer into this so you can see it better as it moves in toward the northern islands of the Philippines. This is a monster storm. Really only dropped about 30 miles an hour in wind speed when it had its interaction with the islands here. Then it gets into more water and the story of this storm continues, but take words like destructive and devastating and we got to find new words.
This morning, a deadly storm, now being called the strongest tropical cyclone to hit land in recorded history.
Oh my God!
Here's an image of this massive storm from space. Statistically more powerful and potentially more destructive than our most tragic storms. Superstorm Sandy, Hurricane Katrina. Overnight, Super Typhoon Haiyan slammed into the Philippines, forcing more than 150,000 families, that's nearly 750,000 individuals, to evacuate, leaving countless stranded throughout the country's more than 7,000 small islands. Wind gusts up to 235 miles an hour, roughly the top speed of a Formula One racer, and faster than any U.S. storm. It's an astounding 300 miles wide, roughly the distance from Boston to Philadelphia, and will bring a storm surge likely to exceed 20 feet.
Disaster response, the provision of emergency services and public assistance during or immediately after a disaster in order to save lives, reduce health impacts, ensure public safety, and meet the basic needs of the people affected. Disaster response is predominantly focused on immediate and short-term needs and is sometimes called disaster relief.
Disaster risk reduction should be introduced into school curriculum and programs. This will ensure that learners will understand the causes and consequences of disasters and know how to act when a disaster strikes.
226 million people are affected by disasters every year. More than 680,000 people died in earthquakes between 2000 and 2010, mainly due to poorly constructed buildings. Since 1980, drought and associated famine have claimed nearly 558,000 lives and affected more than 1.6 billion people. Cyclones, hurricanes and typhoons affect 37 million people. We can use the following formula. While education systems are greatly affected by disasters, they are also part of the solution. Education on disaster risk reduction can provide life-saving information and skills that protect children and young people during and after disasters. Education has a vital role to play in preparing communities and building disaster-resilient societies and safe lives. Schools should be built to be disaster-proof. In the case of Japan, this saved many children who survived because they were in school. Disaster risk reduction should be introduced into school curricula and programs. This will ensure that learners understand the causes and consequences of disasters and know how to act when a disaster strikes. Learners should also participate, for example, in mapping school hazards, risks and vulnerabilities around them, and in developing school disaster preparation plans. This gives them the opportunity to learn by doing, as well as testing their newly acquired knowledge in practice. The entire learning community should work on safety measures in preparation for a disaster. It is our hope that as many countries will integrate disaster risk reduction into the planning and construction of their facilities, the management of their schools, as well as in their curricula and programs. UNESCO provides the tools for integrating disaster risk reduction into schools. Let's use these tools and get active today.
Prepare today to have a safe tomorrow.
Like the suns are coming up, alright. I wonder what we do tonight. When the rain comes pouring and the lightning strikes, I pray you're gonna be alright. Everybody, let's get serious. Don't be so damn mysterious. Got the flashlight in your bag and you can't get back. We need to hurry up and fast. Everybody look to the left. Everybody look to the right. Can you see that? Yeah. We need to pack it up tonight. We need to get ready, ready, ready. So we stay steady, steady, steady. Listen to radio announcements. Don't forget the first aid kit. Remember about the overhold and about us. The proper rules are the reminders to ensure you're safe.